Corruption, betrayal, personal data leaking, inappropriate behavior, and abuse of authority. This is the short list of crimes that one of the Epic Games employees is involved in. Today I will tell a story about talentless, lying and hypocritical Alexei Gromsky. In this video we will dive into the scene of a Russian employee. Here it gathered his major corruption schemes, which were unknown until now. I hope that this video will draw attention, since it is a crucial subject to discuss. Such like inappropriate behavior and corrupted employees not only damage company reputation, but poison and hurt the community. Here I treasured the information about all Alexei's frauds, including those that he is into to this day. I'm utterly sure that by the end of this video you will be amazed how venal and inadequate this employee is. And you might ask, where did I get all this information from? I've been friends with Alexei since the beginning of his career in the game dev industry. In fact, I was the one who opened the door for him into this industry. But I can no longer carry the burden of the crimes that he committed. Who is Alexei Gromsky and who am I? Since 2016 until 2018 I had a fan community dedicated to Paragon, a game from Epic Games. Back then Alexei was a moderator in my community. Through me he made contact with Vasily Zubko, who was at the position of the community manager in Epic Games Berlin headquarters at that time. Alexei tried to become friends with Vasily, and 1 year later Vasily would be the one who would push Alexei to become one of the Epic Games employees. Alexei stoutly continued to reply in the comments of the official community page and sucked up to Vasily, so he would hire Alexei in Epic Games, and it finally happened. In 2017 Gromsky started to work on contract with the third-party agency SoftClub. This agency was dealing with Epic Games in Russia during those years. Alexei kept on moderating the community platforms, processed support tickets and performed other small tasks. It is important to mention that before these events, Alexei had nothing to do with social media and was working in the police. At some point he used to be an explosive engineer, then regular patrol police in Russia, and never showed off with skills and talents. In a nutshell, Alexei was a regular Paragon player who worked in the police and lived with his wife and 2 kids in Rostov. So, in 2018, Alexei signed a contract directly with Epic Games. T-Black, Mendes HD and Mecha Neka. At the beginning of this year, these 3 nicknames became well known in the Russian community. It happened after a famous blogger released a revealing video in which he stated that Alexei Gromsky had a tight connection with these 3 bloggers and likely used corruption schemes to earn money. And that was true. Alexei did indeed make money with the help of those streamers and sell in-game codes on the black market. All proofs for that will be released in this video later on. Since spring 2021 I was in the chat of the social network VK, where all those 3 bloggers and Alexei also were. In this chat they often shared their secrets and discussed some interesting details. That was the place where I learned a lot about their fraud schemes. Apart from regular gifts as game keys and other goodies, everyone from this chat received leaked information from Alexei. Information about the features of the upcoming update, release dates and guidelines about what to do right now, what content to prepare for the next few weeks. All this cannot be called some extraordinary assistance, but this helps a lot in content creation. And since it makes it easier, you can be ahead of the other bloggers and gain advantage from that, including money income. From the community management perspective, there is nothing bad in sharing early information before the release, unless this information is distributed among all the content creators equally. It is important to mention that other bloggers did not receive such assistance from Alexei. Moreover, he used to abuse other content creators. Gromsky appreciated everyone who agreed with him and rightfully despised everyone who did not. Alexei had a very primitive logic. Friends can do everything, while others are roughly restricted. Each blogger and streamer, according to Alexei, are imbeciles who are worth banning, since they are kids and fools. And if some of them dare to tell some criticism towards the game's update or about Alexei's work, that was it. That person became a target number one.
Блядь, я говорю, это просто вот, мразота, которая, знаешь, вот, его, блядь, в школе, нахуй, там, унижали, блядь, глумились над ним, блядь, 100%, блядь, знаешь, его там дрочили по полной, блядь. А по факту, блядь, он ничто, блядь, просто ничто.
Alexei tended to utilize the power of being the Epic Games employee every time he could. The level of pressure for the content creators is obvious. Creators in Fortnite have tags, which the community can use in the game store, so the blogger could earn 5% of each transaction. Naturally, if you take away the tag from the creator who depends on that income, that will cause rage. Try to guess who was the one who caused such a content creator's reaction. Alexei used to remove tags just the day before the payout on purpose to troll the creators. Let's jump to the real examples. This is Murchi, a streamer who decided to play casino right during the broadcast, and his creator's tag had been surely removed. Does playing casino violate the rules? Yes, it does. Was it fair to punish? This judgment obviously has a logic, although every diligent community manager will do their best to avoid such extreme punishments and try to resolve the conflict by negotiating. In this case, Murchi was always a piece of shit. Fortnite Fun Channel. A cute married couple creates their content and recklessly offers to get in-game skins in exchange for the Twitch points on their channel. What would a diligent community manager do? Would contact the creators, discuss the issue, make a warning not to do such a thing in the future, since it is prohibited. That is not the case. Alexei will wait for the payout day and remove the creator's tag for them, so they would get nothing and get devastated. This is a streamer named Terry TD. Her creator's tag had also been removed the day before the payout, and she got a special treatment in Alexei's chat. A lot of streamers who tried to get in contact with Gromsky and make it up to him, but received nothing but rudeness in return. Streamer named Sova tried to get in touch with Alexei, but he granted him only a troll response and dropped all his conversation in the chat, so everyone could laugh at him. It was a usual scenario for Alexei to drop his private conversation with other creators in the chat, along with the other cases when he banned someone or mocked someone. Every time I tried to influence Alexei and make him stop his abusive behavior, I always received the same answer that content creators violated the rules. But those rules only work against other creators and not the friends of Alexei. During that conversation with Alexei, he mentions that his friends T-Black and Mendes also had their tags removed once. It happened indeed. At different points, Alexei's friends lost their tags, but it was not Gromsky who removed them. It had been done by managers from the USA office. Here is an example with proofs. This is a screenshot from Alexei's private conversation with the coworker. Yes, it is something that is prohibited to share. Is it okay, Epic Games, that one of your employees constantly shares inner company chats with streamer friends? The friend of Alexei had his tag removed because he forced his viewers to use his tag promising free V-Bucks. The tag had been removed by the USA Epic Games managers, referring to multiple reports from the community and having a video as a proof. Alexei decides to stand for his friend. Blogger Starlord cried a river during one of his broadcasts when his tag had been removed. You want to know what Alexei was doing at that moment? He was watching the broadcast, making screenshots and dropping them into the chat with his friends, so everyone could have a good laugh. Later, the mother of this poor streamer contacted Alexei in private messages, trying to help her son. What does the Epic Games employee do? Alexei laughs at her futile tries and drops it to the chat, so everyone could have a good laugh again. That used to happen every time, and I couldn't count all of these cases. Let's talk about corruption schemes. Alexei's salary until recently was around $900, and Gromsky couldn't think of anything better but to take advantage of his position and make some extra money. At first, Alexei asked his friends for help. It is hard to call it extortion, but the idea was the same each time. I help you, stand for you, keep your tax from getting removed, share you with the leaks, so I wouldn't mind some financial aid. Aside from donations, Alexei would also accept a vacation trip. Guys chip in on the flight tickets, hotel, food, alcohol and other. This is not an example for the sake of the example. It is a fact that happened in July 2021. Alexei took a vacation trip to St. Petersburg at the expenses of the bloggers. I was there along with Alexei and his blogger friends. That time in summer 2021, Gromsky was panicking about his contract with Epic Games, which could have ended in October. So Alexei decided to become a blogger, since his friends could quickly bring him views. Let's watch a short fragment of Alexei's creation in TikTok. I personally spent time teaching him to use editing software. His blogger friends chip in on the equipment, tripod, slide, green screen fabric, microphone and so on. Though Alexei didn't manage into production.
Приветствую тебя, пассажир. А ты знал, что до того, как компания Epic Games получила свое окончательное название,
By the way, if you take the voice line up to 6 semitones, you will be able to clearly hear Alexei's voice.
В 1991 году Солянова делает свою первую игру ZZT.
Also, please bear in mind the name of his account, Real Bus Driver. This is important. Further on the story, we will see the straight connection with his fraud scheme. In summer 2021, Epic Games didn't want to prolong the contract with Alexei due to some codes issues. His supervisor mentioned it in a private conversation. Alexei himself commented that his coworkers didn't get it right. He said he tried to fight illegal sellers and not trade the codes by himself. He said he explained that, and everyone forgot about that accident. Let me guide you into this case so you would know the story. At some point, Alexei began an investigation involving sellers who trade the overbought codes, stolen accounts and V-Bucks scam. In summer 2021, there was an event where Streamlabs gave away codes to the Fortnite creators. Alexei's friends used to sell those codes through him. By that time, Gromsky had figured out how this black market works and how the codes are best distributed to get money. This all happens when Alexei's contract with Epic Games is compromised. Moreover, his supervisor said that last year's issues with codes is messing this situation up. But this does not bother Alexei, so he would make money until the end. Let's dig into the depths of Alexei's manipulations and what exactly he had to explain to his coworkers. In December 2019, Alexei Gromsky, with a salary equal to $900, suddenly buys Apple Watch, iPhone, PlayStation 4 Pro, 4K TV, DX Racer chair, gifts for his family and powerful PC with RTX 2080 Super. That looks suspicious, doesn't it? For everyone else, there is a nice explanation made. He received a bonus salary at work. That is a pretty solid bonus, equal to his annual wage. Remember the exclusive Minty Speak axe? Alexei used to sell lots of those on the black market. Alexei perfectly knows where to sell them, how the black market works and trades those codes with no problem. One of the buyers was his friend T-Black. It is crucial to mention that those codes were never supposed to exist. Gromsky generated those through the company tools by himself, after he tried to cover his tracks so he would not get caught. Dear Epic Games, it's now your turn to check your system's log for December 2019 and run an investigation. According to the bloggers close to Alexei, he sold codes for about $15,000. Unfortunately, there are no screenshots that could 100% prove that. That all were said in the Discord voice conversation, but we have an indirect clue, his list of purchases that he could never afford otherwise. Creative mode in Fortnite. It is a tool that allows map creators to make tons of money. Well, more precisely, now only creators outside of Russia can make money. On March 6, all the content creators from Russia lost their tax due to war. Although some content creators, the residents of Russia, can still make money now, but we will talk about it later. And the amount of money was huge. You can't even imagine how much money creators make thanks to that mode. In autumn 2021, the contract between Alexei and Epic Games had been prolonged. Gromsky started to actively push his friends to start making maps in creative mode. That is a good way to make more money, which means that the life of Alexei will get better as well. Alexei leaked the payouts of the top creators to motivate his friends. This data leaked by Alexei that showed the payout of the top creators for the certain maps in January 2022. Epic Games, it is your turn again to check this data. There you can see the ID of the map, creator's nickname and the money down to cents. In January, Alexei used his developer permissions for the company tools, helped Mendes to promote his maps to the feature category in Fortnite, as well as posted those maps in official Fortnite socials. Thereby, Mendes made around $5,000 in January. In February 2022, Alexei gathered his friends Mekanaka and Mendes in Discord to demonstrate them the most profitable maps. They were made by other creators and it's illegal to show it like that. What exactly Alexei was doing? He picked a map making the most money, copied it using developer tools to his account, opened that map in editor mode and showed it via Discord broadcasting how it exactly works. He did this so his friend could make a copy of this most profitable map in creative mode in Make Money. Mekanaka had even recorded this broadcast where Alexei tells with his own voice how and where to adjust the map. Mekanaka made a promise to share this video. Why is there no fragments of that video? Mekanaka decided at the end not to share it since he did not want to ruin relationships with Gromsky. He argues that he didn't lose his creator tag and he can keep on making money. But how can this be, since Epic Games disabled all tags of Russian creators? It should be everyone, but it's not in fact. Many creators still have tags which are made on the figureheads from abroad. Alexei doesn't know about some of the creators who still have their tags, but some other creators with tags receive Alexei's help to stay uncovered. How does Alexei make money today? His friend Mendes has at least 3 tags: Katie, Bus Driver and Mendes HD. Mendes doesn't use his primary tag Mendes HD while creating the maps in the creative mode to not draw attention. For that he uses other tags. For example, Katie is registered to his girlfriend, whose name is Kate. Do you remember the name of Alexei's account in TikTok? The Bus Driver does belong to Alexei for making money together with Mendes. Those tags often appear at the top of the featured maps from Epic Games and are published in the official Fortnite socials, which provide huge traffic.
А насчет Мендеса, это старая схема еще с января месяца, когда Леха писал Сабрине, типа, вот, почекай, блядь, моя девочка, прикольный автор, вся хуйня, типа, и бла-бла-бла. И, собственно, Мендес туда попадает только потому, что Леха кидает Сабрине все.
Sabrina is an employee of the US Epic Games office and sometimes helps Alexei promote the creators that he wants in-game and socials. She directly helps Gromsky to gain traffic for the maps that he wants so he could make money. Yet again, I encourage Epic Games to check this information. I have no doubts in this data's credibility. Deal with this situation. Alexei often leaks private working conversation and tells about the events that happen during working calls and meetings. Alexei discusses it even with Vasily Zubko, the one who brought him into the company and who is now the former employee for the Epic Games. Alexei doesn't hesitate to chat about how bad the staff in Epic Games and that everyone in the company is against him. Discussing the coworkers in the friends chat is also a common thing. One time Alexei mentioned that he has tons of compromising materials for his Berlin coworkers, George Dobrodeev and Daria Rozinova, and threatened that in case the contract is not prolonged, he will leak it. That is a spicy situation here. George, Daria, it seems that you should address this issue. Aside from that, Alexei also complained to me that George Dobrodiev has some dirty business with the Russian advertisement agency Admitev. Alexei claims that Epic Games promotional budgets end up in the hands of George. It appears that Daria's husband works in the very agency and he is the account manager for the Epic Games. Alexei claimed that there is a fraud scheme used by them, thanks to which the promotional budget money goes to Dobrodiev. What is going on in that Berlin office? This summer, Epic Games transferred Alexei and his family to Spain. They hired him through the agency Kyberplay, where Gromsky continues to work for Epic Games. Alexei messed up things in Russia and now will sit comfy, having higher salary and abusing content creators while getting extra money from the creator mode along with Mendes. Alexei's coworkers ignored the investigation of the famous Russian Fortnite blogger upolo in February 2022. Mikhail Sokolkov, a supervisor of Alexei, responsible for the community. Why did he stand aside and choose not to notice that? George, one of the head management in Berlin Epic Games office, who just doesn't care about Alexei's manipulations. Content creators called for help for several years in a row and made their own investigation to draw attention to the fraud. Sergei Galenkin, I know that Alexei frequently came to you and asked to raise his salary and to transfer him to another country to keep on working for Epic Games. Sergey, I want to ask you personally, why did you ignore Alexei's dirty business? Why did you never pay attention to all those cases that have been happening for years? Sabrina, the manager of the US Epic Games office, who thoughtlessly helps Alexei and in fact takes part in his fraud schemes. Could you please finally address this issue and heal this plague? Olivier is another supervisor above Gromsky in the Berlin office. Why do you prefer to avoid the obvious? I encourage each employee of the Epic Games to look through all the proofs stated in this video and check the Alexei performances. On Epic Games demand, we are ready to provide all inner conversations in VK Social to prove this information is reliable for all the screenshots in this video. Please spread this video among your friends, followers and show it to other streamers and bloggers. Sound the alarm. This case should not go unnoticed.